Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of my favourite people, legends, icons and megastars too. And we've got one for you today. Ruth Madoc is one of our favourite people and we're delighted to say she's back on the phone. How are you, Ruth?
I'm all right, Alex. How are you?
Well, I'm good, but I've been very worried about you over the last few months. I mean, it wasn't the greatest start to the year and it could have been disastrous, couldn't it?
I broke my femur. I was rehearsing on stage before one performance and doing a warm-up actually, and I just tripped and I went down and I broke the femur in 4 places and my hip.
Wow.
Well, you could knock me down with a feather. Well, I was down with a feather. So I, to cut a long story short, I spent 2 weeks in a hospital in Dublin, and then I came home and had another week in hospital because and that's another story. If there's anybody listening that has something abroad, you know, like an accident, please, when you come home, get yourself into the system here, because it's very, very important that you do, because of your follow-up, especially with an accident like mine. Anyway, that all sorted itself out. The medics are thrilled to bits. They've given me their blessing to come back now, 8 months later. But I'm going to do a video for people of my age group, 70s to 76, well, 70 to 80-year-olds, because this apparently is the age when these traumas, these accidents that cause trauma to the body, can occur. So I want people to understand that you've got to go through, unfortunately, pain barriers to get on your feet again. And you've got to have the tenacity to do what the medics tell you to do. It might be painful and you might not see a light at the end of the tunnel, but do it.
This was for the Calendar Girls tour. We spoke just earlier in the year and you were magnificent in it, and this is a 5-star tour. It was fantastic and you were so great in it and they worked you hard. It's unfortunate that you were abroad because it just makes everything so much complicated with cars and getting home and recovery and transferring and all of that. I mean, anywhere else other than there would have been fine because you could have just been driven.
Yes, but no, it was Dublin. And I couldn't fly for 2 weeks because of, you know, because it's the biggest bone, apparently. I didn't know any of this, Alex. I really didn't. But it's what I've gleaned, is that the femur is the biggest bone in the body, and therefore it needs blood supply, and you can get thrombosis and God knows what. That's how it kills you, you see, if you get a thrombotic condition.
I didn't worry about the thrombosis. I worried more about Ruth Madoc because I've interviewed you for 20 years and you lying in a bed not being able to walk was never going to go well, was it?
No, my poor husband has gone through the mill, believe you me.
You didn't get nasty with him, did you, or frustrated?
Of course I did. Of course I did. And he got nasty with me. You know, after 37 years, yeah. Well, I think we're allowed to, because we've never had this sort of trauma in our married life. But we got through it, and we're the best of pals again.
It's just so frustrating, isn't it? Because you're so independent and you live the life of a 25-year-old. We were only saying this earlier in the year, that your life on the road is akin to a dancer in a West End musical. You're constantly schlepping around the country, and there you are doing 8 shows a week.
Well, this is what the one thing that you had to impress upon the medics, that, you know, my attitude was not a 75-year-old's. And this is what, and all the physio, I asked, you know, if I could have a sports physio, because this is the only thing that we understand. I mean, I was a dancer for 30-odd years, and this is the only thing that our spirits understand, you know. So I was very lucky they listened, and this is why I'm back now, and this is why they said mentally, it's very interesting, which never occurred to me, mentally, to get back on the stage, because it's good for you.
Well, I wonder what your life's been like for 8 months without a round of applause at the end of the day.
Well, the round of applause doesn't matter. It's the doing of it for me, as you know.
Yeah.
It's the doing of it and making it as good as I possibly can, because that's my remit in life.
I do get that, but there's an added dimension with you and stars of your era that there's such love and warmth out and about, and not to have the public warmth must be another kick and another blow, because you are so loved and instantly recognisable. I guess you don't realise you've got it until you haven't got it anymore.
Well, I have to say it didn't really worry me. I mean, when I've been to, like, for instance, last night I went to see Calendar Girls last night, and of course, I mean, I was billed to be in it. This is Wolverhampton now.
Right.
But unfortunately, they wouldn't let me on the stage because it was a double rake.
Yeah.
And they really felt that, and for your listeners, that means that there's a slope on the stage, listeners, and that's what we call a rake in the theatre.
And it's like the size of the Alps, isn't it? It's like walking up a hill.
It really is a very, it's like the Eiger, I'm afraid. But they wouldn't let me on, and I think the medics, because I've been in close liaison with all these people that have got me better and given me physio and all the rest of it, and they have been absolutely great. They should have the applause, the plaudits for me. And, I liaised with them, and they said, no, I think probably this double rake for your first time on the stage is a bit, you would better not chance that. So I'm going back next week where we've only got a single rake. But they have been wonderful, and everybody liaises. Even the management have liaised, because they want me back. Now, last night I went into the auditorium, and of course all the women, because it's mainly women in the audience. Oh yes, there was a couple of men in my row. That's fine. Yeah, great. They were saying, "Why aren't you on the stage with?" I said, "Well, unfortunately, you saw the way I hobbled into the row of seats." They said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I've broken my femur and my hip." And oh my God. Yeah. I said, and then there was another lady there who said, oh God, I did that. She says, "Isn't it awful? I've got steers." I said, "Yes, so have I." From the club,
How are you going to do it? The one good thing about this show, as I recall, is in the beginning there's lots of chairs around. So are you going to do a bit more sitting?
Sit.
Yeah.
No, I won't do a lot of sitting.
Oh.
But it's easier for me to stand, believe it or not.
Is it really? Oh,
yeah, it's easier for me to stand. And what I've actually said is, what looks less gainly. If I look better sitting down, I'll sit down.
Right.
If I have to leave it to the third eye.
Yes.
To be told this, because it'll be all my time to get on there, do it. I feel for the first week. There won't be much relaxation. No. Because obviously I've had a trauma, and I've got to admit I've had a trauma.
And you've also got to admit that theatre is not easy, and doing 2.5 hours twice a day on a Wednesday and Saturday isn't a walk in the park. Are you going to be more aware every day of every footstep? Because that's the most important thing. And theatre doesn't necessarily allow for that. You've got to be on cue, and you've got to be off on cue, haven't you?
Exactly. So therefore, I mean, the cast have been wonderful. The cast wrote to the management and said that they would look after me on stage.
Oh, how lovely.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Now, you don't often get that in any shape or form from whatever job you're doing.
I think it is testament to the piece, because there is something different about Calendar Girls, the musical, to any other. It is a very different beast, isn't it?
Yes, I agree with you. And anybody that hasn't seen it, dear listeners, please come and see it, because it's a sort of lesson in life almost, because of how people do care. And people have funny ways of showing it sometimes. And the relationship between Chris and Annie, these are the two sort of heroines of the piece, is extraordinary. And they're so different as people. And I mean, we know these people, Alex. These people come and see it because they're still alive. these ladies that did this calendar.
There's one question I've got to ask you that is important. Was there a point you wondered whether you would ever stand on a stage again?
No.
You always knew?
I can say that definitely.
Amazing.
I think you've got to have tenacity in our business, whatever form it takes, to survive. I mean, I've held a full equity ticket 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a long time, and I've seen a lot of people. Now, this accident I've had is going to curtail a lot. I know that. But I have to accept that. And that's, the acceptance is one of the biggest things, I think, in it. But I had no doubt that I would either do a wheelchair part, and I'll make you laugh, listeners, about 6 months ago, no, not 6 months ago, 6 months into the accident,
yeah.
I did an episode of Casualty and laid on a gurney and died.
This is not what you need after a near-fatal accident, is it?
Well, of course it is, you know. I mean, it's only acting, for goodness sake, you know. It was great. They rang up, my agent said, we believe Ruth had a bad accident, but there's this lovely part. It was about 6 scenes before I popped my clocks.
That's brilliant.
Isn't it wonderful? You know, I thought, well, you see, the good Lord, it works in mysterious ways. He really does. You know, and I did some voiceovers. I did a new animated film for children's television. You know, great. You know, I didn't stop, and that was only like 2 months after I did it.
Incredible. And family and friends, how have they been with you?
Oh, well, they've been wonderful. I mean, my husband, we don't have much family near us in Wales, but they obviously came over, my children, one from Gibraltar and the other down from Hertfordshire. But John took the brunt of it all and has been absolutely super. He really, really has.
How is he?
And
what medication is he on at this point? I mean, 24/7 caring for Ruth sounds like a full-time job. You weren't demanding olives and grapes and caviar, were you?
Feel me a grape, you won't. No. I think he's got through it, and I think he'd be very glad to see me on the stage next week.
And the last time I saw you, I think, together was, well, actually it was in Leicester, but the time before in Leeds, and he drives you around. This is a team effort. I mean, where Ruth goes, John comes with you. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. It used to be years ago, before I married John, have Ruth have the children, because they were always backstage with me, long before health and safety, you see. And now, when I married John 37 years ago, coming up for 38 years now, it's sort of have Ruth, have John, my husband. But he's great, because, I mean, he's ex-army, and he has just fitted into my business absolutely brilliantly.
And I guess something like this makes you stronger, because it makes you realise you're perhaps not as strong as you thought you were, or as clever as you thought you were. We're all easily broken, aren't we?
Absolutely. I have to say that I've whimpered very little. Very, very little. I mean, I felt sorry. There were people in that hospital when I first did it in Dublin, and there was a lady just crying her eyes out because she'd broken her leg. Right. You see, when it suddenly happens, they are traumas to the body. I didn't cry there. I just wanted to get home and get in the system because I knew jolly well that's what I had to do, you know.
And I knew one of your first statements was, I'm going to get back on that stage and I will return to Calendar Girls. It was very important to you, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
And we should talk about
I didn't know how long, I didn't know how long. And I didn't know, you see, the problem is, you don't know how the bones can knit. You can do all the exercises in the world, but unless your bones knit, and yes, the muscles have got to do an awful lot. Got to hold everything in place. But unless your bones knit around your steels that are in your body, you've got a bit of a problem. Yeah. So you have to wait for a bit. And I couldn't understand why it was at least 8 weeks before I saw a physio. But as it was explained to me, you have to wait.
Yes, patience, Ruth, patience.
Yes.
And one other thing we should talk about is the kindness of the producers. They stuck by you, and they could have easily thrown you under the bus and said, right, off you go, we don't care anymore. But their intention too was to get you back in the show, which is, again, incredibly rare and in a beautifully classy move.
That's right, and this is why I work for David Pugh and David Rogers, because they are rare. They're rare beasts in our jungle.
Very classy.
And they are absolutely classy people. And they have stuck by me. All their staff, their general manager, Emma, she's stuck by. I mean, they have been absolutely super to me. I mean, you don't often get this. And in 60 years, yes, I've had a lot of support. I mean, Jimmy Perry I met when I was 21. And look what happened there.
Yes.
You know, he wrote Heidi High, and I had Gladys from that. I've always been relatively lucky, I think. And this, this Alex, I will get back. Obviously, I got a hobble now, but I think you might add to my 76-year-old teacher that I'll be playing on stage.
Yes, it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work very well, actually. You did look about 25 on stage. At least now you look about 35, I suppose. That's
Well, in the moon with the light behind me.
You can see Calendar Girls, the UK tour, coming to London's New Wimbledon Theatre from the 1st to the 5th of October. You can then travel to Northampton. That's where I'm going to come and see you. 8th to the 12th of October, a couple of weeks' time. Then Blackpool, that huge, great big Winter Gardens, beautiful, 15th to the 19th. Chester, Story House from the 29th of October, and Bath from the 5th to the 9th of November. Back with the wonderful Ruth Madoc. We're so thrilled to talk to you, Ruth, and congratulations, and enjoy next week, won't you?
Oh, thank you, Alex. I look forward to seeing you in Northampton.
Lots of love.
God bless. Bye-bye.